Here we are again. We're about to go back into day 2. I felt oddly compelled to do this stream suddenly, even though I don't have time probably to finish an entire day, so this might only be 15 minutes, I'm not sure. Okay, this looks like a good time to sleep. My health is not very good. My exhaustion is pretty significant. I'm considering taking this morphine. I would then be out of medicine. But I know how to get more. The only other alternative would be to use this tourniquet. I'm gonna take the morphine because this is permadeath. And I think 6 hours is a good amount to sleep. Look how that health goes up. But now I'm extremely hungry. I have fish here, some milk, in which the Haruspex under any circumstances gains more than he loses, for the first and last time. I might have just done you a disfavor there, I'm sorry. I know this is contrary to my vows, but I want this to be newbie friendly. So I wanna pay attention to that text that's on the screen rather than talking about medicine. Here we go. There's no text on the screen this time because I woke up before 7. The text will appear at exactly 7 o'clock, which means I have 15 minutes. Just gonna eat some of these things. Hazelnuts. Yep. So you saw there my hunger was at 50%. And that's not good because I need some money if I want more food.
The winter comes.
So, where are we now? Here's this town. It's filled up with a bunch of people that I need to talk to and meet and learn from because we need to somehow be organizing the resistance to this plague, which is just coming about. The urgent objective is the recovery of my inheritance, but that is not more important than meeting my adherents. I want this to be newbie friendly, so you look at this thing, this is brown twire. It actually looks a lot like weed, and I'm not going to complain about that. But it's part of a set of twires, or tweers, which can be used for medicinal purposes. And as the Haruspex, this knowledge falls somewhat under my domain. But I don't know that yet. I'm not supposed to know that yet. Silver ring, I can sell that for money. Okay, look at this. Infected yesterday, 20. Died, 18. Gone missing, 8. Total death toll, 36. 25 infected. It said it all ends in less than 11 days. Day 2, in which the Haruspex, under any circumstances, gains more than he loses for the first and last time. And that refers to my inheritance. So, these organs, I took them from a guy who was actually innocent. I thought he was a criminal, and I stabbed him in the back and killed him and took his organs, only to realize, as he was dying, that he was not a bad guy. But I have the organs now, and if I get more, I can trade them to the Hunchback for medical supplies, and perhaps do other useful things with them, which I'm not going to spoil just yet. This razor and these needles can be traded to certain children
The
for
winter
other
comes.
useful things, like bullets and medicine and all that. I'm going to start with Olgimsky, because he's sort of my patron, and he will have something to tell me, hopefully.
Who will take Simon's place? No, it's not the time for us to look for trouble.
The keys are in the hands of Saburov, who is one of the 3 patriarchs of the town. And he's not happy about me. His wife, Katerina Saburov, has a prophetic gift, and she has a vision of me bringing horrific bloodshed to pass. That is the price of my ascension to glory, according to her. So I can jest, or I can demur, pretending I don't have plans. Alexander wants to stop me from fulfilling this prophecy, and he has the keys to my father's house, wherein is stored my inheritance. And he demands emergency powers. Olgimsky has arranged a hideout for me where I can do my work. And I need to speak to the younger Olgimsky for the details of that. Now the Bachelor has achieved some powers, and he's digging some dirt on the Olgimskys. And I know what dirt this is, but we'll get to that in a minute. Olgimsky wants me to visit the Bachelor, that's all. And this is where the Saburovs live. Up here in the western part of the city, which has a name, but I don't remember what the name is. I'm here in the central part of the city, and here's where the Bachelor is staying, in the company of a lady, though he is just a visitor to this town. And over here is the house of the Canes, which I think it might be beneficial to visit. So I'm wondering if I should go straight to the Saburovs and gain my inheritance, or if I should speak to Vlad the Younger, go over here, over here, and then live back to the Saburovs. And plotting walking paths is actually important in this game because I'm getting exhausted while I walk. I'm getting hungry when I walk. So I have to make my movements efficient. I'm going to go straight for my inheritance because that's going to prove very important in the near term. I think I just need to know what I'm working with. And I know what I'm working with better than you do. Because as I said, I've played this before. And as for the secret of exactly what the inheritance is, I'm gonna let that be revealed in good time. Because I think that's for the best, for dramatic effect. And I'm warning you, you know, this is going to be mad spoilers incoming. But you can look at this game and think, like, how fun is it to play this game? Do I actually want to play this game, or do I just want to let this guy spoil it for me? And if you think that this kind of game would be fun for you, then by all means, quit now and play it yourself. Because spoilers are inbound. And it's about to get sick. It's about to get really sick. These buildings here are architecturally impossible. I went up there, there's no like stash of cool items up at the top, it's just there. It's part of the flavor, but I don't understand what part yet, or what it means. So anyway, I was discussing, or you know, I was hearing people talk about, you know, this is not a newbie-friendly playthrough. Because there are things that I already know that I'm not discovering on my own in this playthrough, but rather I already know them from other playthroughs. And this game is supposed to be played multiple times because, you know, watching a single line permadeath, it's going to be fun because you're muddling around in the dark and you're discovering all these things, but you're also going to be kind of lost and you're going to be wasting a lot of time wandering around. And here, I'm a little more guided, so I can move directly to what's important because I already know what's going on, and I can comprehend a lot of this stuff that seems abstract and incomprehensible. And, you know, because I played the game, I'm compromised. You know, you'll never see me playing it for the first time until we get to day 3 or 4 of the Haruspex. I don't really remember how far I got in the Haruspex. But you will see me discovering things for the first time relatively soon.
The rabble is completely out of control.
Here's Saburov.
They must have been bottling up their lowly instincts for quite some time. My hands are tied. You're in luck.
He thinks the rabble is out of control. He thinks he's aware of what I will do. These mistresses who can see the future are problematic. Even though I'm a traditional healer, I don't exactly have to not also be a man of science and medicine. So he wants me in prison. And he thinks I'm a terrible killer. But in fact, I'm a traditional healer. He will hand me the inheritance and watch every step I make. I don't intend to leave the town, not in a time of plague and terrible prophecy. He directs me to Aspity, whose den is in the crude sprawl. And he thinks that he's almost proven what I've done. So Aspity's hospice is down here. The crude sprawl, I believe, refers to at least this area. This here is the abattoir. The termitary is where the workers live. The abattoir is a giant meat processing plant because this is a cattle town. And there are rumors that the dirt which Saburov has on Olgimsky is the fact that there is an uncontrolled infestation of plague within the termitary where all of these workers are staying. And these workers are traditional steppe people, and as their Haruspex and as their Menka, I'm sort of like one of their religious leaders. I wish you could have seen the first time I was playing this game, because I was just wandering up and down the railroad tracks, trying to comprehend what was going on and just muttering to myself, the abattoir? The abattoir? The Haruspex? And these things, they began to take on this strange, horrific significance. This is Katerina Saburov,
Yes.
the famous clairvoyant. I am a man that will make a great sacrifice and spill rivers of blood.
I'm afraid I'm of little use now.
I will bring back to the earth all the blood that has been taken from it in the past 10 years. I will make it to ascend, to take my due place, to fulfill my purpose. But what if I choose to turn away from my purpose in order to prevent bloodshed? She tells me she needs to take some morphine and I must leave. Let me talk to this man here. Hey, you stranger. He has nothing to say. Okay, so I'll go to Aspity at once. I'll take possession of my inheritance, because whether or not it's good, it will help me to understand what's going on here. And because if it does include some kind of money, I'm gonna need it, because I don't have any food. Here's a food shop right here. I can check the prices. There's a switchblade. That'll come in useful. Maybe I should have gone to the tower last night. The children were up in the tower. I'm sure of it. And I need to speak to them. Look at that. The egg is now 1,600. I can't afford to buy an egg. I can't afford to buy a fish. I can't afford to buy a loaf of bread or vegetables. I can afford a cracker. And I'll tell you that restores about 2% hunger. so I need to go see Aspity now. But you see me rushing around on this paltry errand, on a mission of food and sustenance, when there's something terrible unfolding here that I need to prevent. It's now 8:15. I've spent an hour of time. I've missed opportunities. And I don't have any other option. Like I said, you know, this is permadeath and I'm gonna go hard with it. I'm just doing the best I can each second. Okay, so Aspity will be down this way. You can see there's a factory back behind here. We're in the crude sprawl now. This guy also has nothing to say. You see how each character model has a certain set of has a certain personality, and so each character will do slightly different things for you. Like the old man will restore weapons to good condition. And look, I can't even jump over this fence. Look how brutal this game is. This is hard mode, man. Woman, whatever. Here's Aspity's hospice, and there is the step and the factory, and the air is thick with the scent of twir. This is the old man who restores weapons to good condition. This is Aspity's house. It's filled with creepy dolls.
Who is she? What's her goal?
So now I can ask about the Menku, but I already know that those traditional healers, or I can sort of assert my authority. I want to see what Aspity says about the Menku. They are those who know the lines of the body. They have the right to make cuts. They know how to disjoint joints in a way that pleases Earth.
Shabnakadir is tracing the streets like bacteria in a vein.
She can smell twir and twirin infusions inside my inheritance, which means it is priceless. If the infusions come with the recipes, then it could also be our salvation. There are probably other papers in there too, and I can hear the chinking of coins. Now I know why these infusions are priceless, and I'll tell you later, because I want to know who Aspity is. An evil spirit, harmless, wreaking anxiety and fear, bringing the strangling feelings of the times changing. But I make her heart go round. Why is that? Not sure. Tells me not to trust Vlad, to trust his daughter. She will achieve greatness. She was born of a foul root, but her mother was wonderful. And Vlad is a swine. This is true, Vlad is a swine. He's trying to conceal the infection in the termitary to the detriment of the public good, for his own benefit. His daughter is one of these waif vagabond children who seem like some of the purest characters in the game and the most positive and innocent. But it's hard to know exactly what they want or intend to do at this point. They're kind of mysterious and a little creepy. Anyway, I thank Aspity. I believe this here is my inheritance. What?
Changeling has forced the Olgimskis to stop the requisition. The wretched creature is strong.
Did I get these things in my inventory? Oh, maybe I can't take them because I have too much stuff. God damn it, so I
He who
don't want to
distrusts
have taken
himself
these
is
organs for
better off
nothing.
Shabnakadir is...
Okay, so let me start by dropping some of these other items. I don't think the bone necklace is useful. The bottle is not important. Silver ring, bronze
Pins are
bracelet is
sticking out
somewhat
of the
valuable.
pores of my skin.
The organs I want to keep. Okay, well, maybe that's enough. Why can I not?
Shabnakadir is tracing the streets like bacteria in a vein.
I'm gonna ask
He
Aspie
who
some more
distrusts
questions.
himself is better.
Aspie tells me that in order to gather the herbs, I'll need to speak to the gatherers, who are the caste called worms. When people started buying their secrets from them, they resorted killing each other. Anyway, these worms, they know how to get the Twir. And the Twir is part of my inheritance. The Twir and the skill to refine it into medicine is part of my inheritance. But the task of gathering it is difficult. The worms, however, are excellent cultivators and gatherers of the Twir. They're also deeply connected to the earth. So I'll need to speak to them and get their help in the course of playing my role. They're the children of Bodho. They are simpler, closer to the earth. They feel the soil better. They know the gentle words to caress the herbs. Each stem has its own name and personality. They know it, they nourish it, they cherish it. There are 3 of them on the borders of the town, and Aspity will show me where they live. Here, here, and here. Ready? I'm going to need to talk to those worms to complete the task of
Changeling
coming
has
into my
forced the
inheritance.
Olgimskis to stop the requisition.
The Twirin infusions have various properties. They can serve as medicine that's no longer found in drugstores. They can be protective. They can be painkillers. They can quench hunger. They can mitigate exhaustion. Which means these drugs that I lacked, and even the problems I have with hunger, can be cured by the technology of my inheritance. The techne traditionalis, right? But I have to find out how to
Shabnakadir
use it. What is Twir? It transforms any substance. It requires herbs, such as White Whip. What does White Whip do? It's a mystery. It's almost impossible to find on your own. Only the gatherers can acquire it. It adds certain properties to an infusion. You need to know the recipes, and it depends on the blade. Blades have personalities. The blades of each kind of herb have something in common too. So even if you don't know how a particular blade grew, you can still risk making an infusion with it. It will have an effect. Right? So what we're talking about here is magic. Some intersection of magic and medicine, and this never happens to the Bachelor. What we're doing is we're gaining powers here that the Bachelor did not have access to.
pins are sticking out of the...
Aspity sees the cruel hand of fate in this. The earth has expressed its will. The kin has said its word. I want to know about the kin. They're my people, the children of Bodho, the steppe people that work here day and night. It is from their flesh and blood, as well as from the bones and the skins of the bulls, that the town is being built, for several generations now. The houses grow from their bones, and the trees are fed with their sweat. These are my people. These are the people who are now quarantined inside the termitary, where perhaps the disease originated. These are the people who are working in the abattoir. There's a circle and a cycle of flesh, and all the blood which was taken from the land in the past 10 years will be returned to it. 1,800 of them are currently working in the abattoir. 1,100 more are odongs who herd bulls in the steppes. 2,400 handle carcasses for fat Vlad at the works. Many more have been assimilated with the regular townsfolk, the people that arrived here after the fire. So you see again this contrast between city and country. The termitary was built after a fire. It's locked, boarded up from the outside, but that won't last too long now that I've come. Aspity can't listen to the earth like brides do, but she can listen to the kin. They looked up to my father, now they'll look up to me, if they manage to learn of my existence. Why wouldn't they? Wouldn't spelled with an H. The translation work on this game was not perfect. Now why did they love my father? He was a wise man, an oinon. He could tell justice from injustice instinctively. He could feel the lines nobody even knew about. Some of them aren't even described in the Tale of the Daughters. I don't know what the Tale of the Daughters is. You Buraks aren't the center of the world. Things you don't remember will come to you naturally, and if they don't, that's how it's supposed to be. I think that's all Aspity has to say to me, and I still don't know why I can't open this box. Or what I'm supposed to be like.
Perhaps
finding.
turning inside out will help?
Perhaps turning inside... Maybe this is my inheritance. Perhaps turning inside out will help? No, that's the stuff I left here myself. Fucking damn it. I hope this isn't a glitch.
Yes.
Yeah, so you saw that symbol that appeared on the bottom left of the screen? I have no idea what that means, or why it appeared when the bell tolled. Okay, so let me look at, like, my quest thing. Maybe I have to go back to Saburov? Or maybe I really did somehow glitch out the, maybe it was because I had my inventory full when I went to that thing. And if that's the case, I'm gonna have to... That's the woman who mends clothes and armor. I'm gonna have to talk to Saburov again. If it's the case that I like somehow glitch and like can't get my inheritance, I don't know. I might like pause this, go back, redo the day, such that I properly come into my inheritance. Now I also need to find this kid called Sticky, because he's one of my adherents and I haven't seen him yet. He lives around here. I'm gonna barter with this little girl. She only has ammo and I don't have a weapon. I'm gonna hold out for some medicine, which is gonna be more useful in the short term. This kid called Sticky's gotta be around here somewhere. He might even be in his house, which is up here. Jeez. There's some more Twitter up there. So what you should know at this point is that Twitter has a certain spiritual capacity and a certain place in traditional lore. Here's this kid, Sticky.
It's like
What's up,
someone's
man?
pulling my strings.
Yeah. He's a master of the trade of getting into places, maybe.
This joint won't break. It's made of metal.
He seems to have nothing to say to
It's
me,
like we're
but at least I know where he is now. My adherents, let's take a look. Notkin, Murky, Sticky, Grace, Capella, Taya, Khan. I need to talk to all of those kids today, if possible, or else I might be missing out on some opportunity to achieve salvation. Because the more I know, the more I'll be able to gauge what is right and wrong. I need to become the, is it the Oinman? Right? I need to become the wise man and learn where the lines are. And I also need to sell all of this junk in my pockets. Ready? Gold, bronze, silver, gold, 2 pocket watches. Look at that. Now I have a bit of cash. I didn't know this before I played The Bachelor. But, you can accomplish a lot just by sort of scrounging on the ground, trading with children. You can kind of extend the reserves that support your life force. You gotta talk to this guy and
That's
tell
okay,
him, like,
I'll
what
make-
the heck are you doing?
My hands are tied.
He's not investigating my father's murder.
What
Because
does
he
this
thinks
town...
other things are more important. Doubtlessly, he's referring to the plague, which I'm not sure if I'd know about it yet, if I didn't have that special prior knowledge. God, I feel like I'm getting fucked over in this game. Aspity did me no favors. Oh, man. I think I gotta go talk to Vlad the Younger and the Bachelor. But I also need to go talk to these worms. You know what, I'm gonna pause this stream and make sure that I didn't suffer a glitch. Because if it's true, that I was supposed to get something from Aspity and I somehow didn't because my inventory was full, I really gotta go back in time and undo that, because otherwise it would destroy the game.